GTA 6 could have some seriously dangerous gangs, and we already know a few of them. Every GTA game has had its own criminal groups, from the Grove Street families and Ballas in San Andreas, to the Haitians and Cubans in Vice City, and the families and Lost MC in GTA 5. So yeah, gangs have always been a huge part of GTA, and GTA 6 looks like it's taking that even further. Today, we're breaking down every gang and criminal group we know about so far in GTA 6, based on the leaks, Trailer 1, Trailer 2, and information documented by the GTA 6 Bible. And trust me, some of these are way more interesting than they first appear. This is Void Lore, let's get into it. When the massive GTA 6 leaks happened in 2022, we got our first real look at several groups that could appear in the game. One of them was San Fierro San, a Haitian gang that was mentioned in the leaked information and is considered one of the more certain groups we've seen. Then there was another group called the Guardia Brothers. And there was also something much more mysterious, a group described as a far-right militia. At the time, we really didn't know what to make of any of this. But then Trailer 2 came out, and suddenly, a lot of those early details started making much more sense. The first major group we can actually see is the Final Chapter Motorcycle Club. This is a motorcycle gang based in Ambrosia, and we've seen them both in the trailer and in official screenshots. What's interesting is that we can actually learn quite a bit just by looking at those images. For starters, the club was founded in 1982, and its members clearly ride together as an organized group through Ambrosia. And look at the members themselves. They're not all built the same. One guy is absolutely massive, while the others are noticeably smaller. Even their jackets aren't completely identical. They share the same overall style, but there are small differences between them. That might sound like a tiny detail, but then we got another screenshot that made this group even more interesting. It shows a man and a woman looking toward the camera, with a motorcycle sitting behind them. The man is wearing a Liberty City Cycles cap, which is a motorcycle manufacturer from the GTA universe. But the real clue is on his jacket. It says Enforcer, and that could tell us something pretty important, because if Enforcer is an actual rank inside the club, then the Final Chapter Motorcycle Club may have a proper hierarchy. And honestly, that would make perfect sense. Real motorcycle clubs often have different positions and ranks, so Rockstar giving this group its own internal structure would fit perfectly. We've already seen motorcycle clubs in GTA 4 and GTA 5, and they've appeared in Vice City as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Final Chapter members have legitimate businesses on the surface while secretly being involved in much darker criminal activities. And based on everything we've seen so far, Ambrosia appears to be their main territory. But they're definitely not the only gang connected to GTA 6. Another group that showed up in the leaks and became much more interesting after the trailers is Sun for Sun. We actually got multiple clues pointing toward them. In Trailer 1, there was a character wearing a chain that appeared to be connected to the group, but Trailer 2 gave us something much harder to ignore. An actual Sun for Sun emblem was spotted in the environment. And the location makes this even more interesting. Jason is driving through the area while people are being detained by police, and if you look closely at the walls and murals around him, there are several details that seem to connect this neighborhood to the Haitian community. And right there, you can spot the Sun for Sun emblem. That raises a pretty interesting possibility. Could Sun for Sun be connected to the Haitian gangs from the original Vice City? There's actually another clue that makes this theory even more interesting. In Trailer 1, we saw an NPC wearing a blue bandana, very similar to the style associated with the Haitian gang in GTA Vice City. And those same two characters from Trailer 1 also appeared in screenshots released with Trailer 2. They look somewhat different now, but fans noticed that their tattoos, chains, and overall clothing style still look remarkably similar. So there might be more connecting these characters than we initially thought. And then there's one tiny detail that makes the whole thing even crazier. One of the characters has a tattoo on his chest that says Pearl. Now look at one of the Trailer 2 screenshots. The columns in that area have individual letters on them. P-E-R-L-E. Put them together and you get Pearl. That could be a huge clue about where these characters operate. Because the area looks like it could be connected to Sun for Sun, we see people riding bikes and ATVs surrounded by murals and artwork. And the whole neighborhood has a very distinct identity. So while Rockstar hasn't officially explained everything yet, the clues are starting to line up. And this is where GTA 6 gets really interesting. Because Sun for Sun may only be one part of a much bigger criminal network, And that's not even the only clue we have about Sun for Sun. There are actually a few more appearances that could be connected to this group. One of the most interesting ones comes from the scene featuring the dirt bike riders. You can clearly see a group of people riding around on dirt bikes, and the whole area has a very different atmosphere from the rest of Vice City. There's also the scene with the "R.I.P. Rudy" message, which adds even more mystery to what's happening in this neighborhood. And then there's one particular guy standing on top of a green car. Now, I want to be clear here. This part is speculation. There's a possibility that he could be connected to another group called San Fernando, but we simply don't have enough information to confirm that yet. Still, the possibility is pretty interesting, especially because the same character appears to be connected to the dirt bike crowd we just talked about. And if all of these people are operating in the same area, Rockstar could be setting up an entire criminal ecosystem here rather than just giving us one random gang. That would actually fit GTA 6 perfectly, because the more we look at the trailers, the more it feels like different groups are going to control different parts of Leonida. But there's another location that might have its own criminal operation: Port Gellhorn. And honestly, this place looks rough. Port Gellhorn used to be a popular vacation destination, but now, cheap motels, abandoned attractions, empty shopping areas, it feels like a place that got left behind. And that makes it the perfect environment for criminal activity. We've already seen screenshots that strongly suggest drugs are going to be a major part of what happens here. In one image, you can see a guy holding a baseball bat, with visible scars and what looks like marijuana growing behind him. This definitely doesn't look like some random tourist town anymore. Now, we don't know whether these people belong to an officially named gang, but it would make a lot of sense if some criminal group was controlling the drug trade in this area. And that's something I think we're going to see a lot more of in GTA 6. Instead of having just a few famous gangs spread across the entire map, Rockstar could give different neighborhoods their own criminal groups. Which brings us to another very interesting location: Grass Rivers. And this is where one of the strangest groups from the original leaks might finally start making sense. Remember that far-right militia mentioned in the 2022 leaks? Well, there's a chance these people could be connected to them. Again, this is not confirmed, but look at the screenshots. We even get a look at several people who could potentially be members of this group. Then things get even crazier. In another clip, we see people hunting alligators from an airboat. And shortly after that, we see people trying to escape from the police in a truck, with a trunk full of alligator bodies. Yeah, that is definitely not a normal day in Leonida. So what exactly are these people doing? We don't know yet. But if Rockstar is connecting these scenes together, this could be another criminal group with its own operation in the region. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there are even more groups that Rockstar simply hasn't shown us yet. We could potentially see the Colombian cartel Los Cabrones, more motorcycle clubs, smaller street gangs, and completely new criminal organizations. Because if Rockstar is taking inspiration from Florida and Miami's criminal culture, it would make sense for different groups to control different neighborhoods and areas across Vice City and Leonida. And there's one more possibility that I really don't want to overlook: a prison gang. Because we know Lucia spends time in prison, and Rockstar has already shown us a screenshot of Lucia inside the prison with several other criminals in the background. So there's a chance that some of those inmates could belong to an organized prison gang. And if that's true, Lucia's time in prison might be a lot more important to the story than we originally thought. And if Rockstar really wants to bring back the old Vice City connections, there are plenty of possibilities. We could see some familiar names return. The Forelli crime family could still have some kind of presence. The Diaz gang could potentially be active again. And then there are the bikers once led by Mitch Baker. If you played the original Vice City, you probably remember them. They were an important part of the story, and we actually worked with them during several missions. So could that motorcycle gang still exist decades later? It's definitely possible. But there's one theory that would be even crazier: Tommy Vercetti's organization. Now, obviously, I'm not saying Tommy himself is going to show up, but his criminal empire? That's a completely different story. GTA 6 takes place decades after the events of the original Vice City, which means Tommy's organization could have evolved, disappeared, or even become something much bigger. Imagine discovering that parts of Vice City are still being controlled by a criminal organization that traces its roots all the way back to Tommy. That would be one hell of a connection. But for now, that's just speculation. Because the truth is, Rockstar has shown us surprisingly little about the actual gang structure in GTA 6. So based on everything we've seen so far, GTA 6 already appears to have a surprisingly large criminal world. but we still haven't seen the full picture. And I have a feeling Rockstar is saving some of the biggest reveals for later. So for now, these are the main gangs and criminal groups we can connect to GTA 6, using the leaks, trailers, screenshots, and the clues Rockstar has left behind. But remember, until Rockstar officially confirms something, treat the theories as theories. Because with GTA 6, sometimes the smallest detail can completely change the story. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Void Lore, and stick around for more GTA 6 updates.